right, so seeing as the hour is officially now 7 o'clock, it is Tuesday, July 30th, 2024, 7 p.m. I'd like to call the planning board meeting to order. I don't know why this is
So
such
you
a
make a motion for that, I'll second it.
second. Okay, so opening the meeting in favor, Addie Mae Weiss is an aye. Jim Garino,
Aye.
Frank Hoke,
Aye.
and Rob Wolf.
Aye.
Okay. So the first item, I guess we have two items on our agenda, and so I will read the agenda. The agenda for this evening is minutes, review and approve the meeting minutes from July 7th. And we have an ANR, which stands for approval not required, hearing with Phoenix Partners presentation of ANR for Washington and Greenwood Streets. Both of these were posted, and the plans were posted along with the agenda on the town's website in a public packet for anyone who wished to review them. I'll make a motion that this is the agenda for this evening. May I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor of the motion of the meeting agenda for this tonight? Addie Mae Weiss is an aye. Frank Hoke,
Aye.
Jim Garino,
Aye.
and Rob Wolf.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, everyone. All right, so first order of business is our minutes from July 9th, was it? And I did not have any edits, but I believe Heidi did receive some feedback from others. Heidi, if you'll share what revisions you've heard.
Sure.
I have one also, by the way.
We'll start
Okay.
with
So we had there were actually 3 typos. One was noted and I picked up 2 others. On page 3, it should be recapped, not recaped on the
Okay.
first one. There was partway down in that paragraph, it said I, and it should be it was determined.
Yep, that was mine. Yep.
Okay, and then in the last town planner report, once information is received, it will, it's missing an E, BE passed on.
Okay, perfect. So nothing substantive, grammatical. Thank you, Heidi, for those motion to approve the July 9th minutes as a. Thank you. Okay, so all in favor of those approval, Addie Mae Weiss is aye, Jim Garino,
Aye.
Bob Wolf,
Since I was not at the meeting, I'll abstain.
okay, and Frank Hoke.
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to the ANR, again, it's an approval not required, which means that the applicant has submitted an application for generally lot line changes. It's zoning, so it means that each lot meets the zoning requirements of lot size based on our zoning acreage throughout town, which depending on which zone, which residence zoning you're in, and the lots meet the setback, and it meets the frontage and all other zoning requirements. And a lot is a lot in accordance to zoning standards and has nothing to do with Board of Health requirements for Title V or conservation requirements with wetlands. This is purely a geometry problem, a geometry solution, if you will, rather than problem. So
You want me to review the application or anything?
yes, please. And I can, sorry, yes, I'm going to mute for a second while you review. If you'd like me to share the document, I can, or if you have it.
If you want to share it, that'd be fine. That'd be great. So we received this application on July 23rd. It was for Greenwood, Washington Street. It was submitted by Phoenix Partners as owner. I looked up the deed. I have a copy of the deed. It is recorded there, the owner. Interestingly enough, the state recorded as 121 to 129 Washington, so we may want to keep that as a reference. It met all the packets of existing street lines, easements. There are no buildings on these. It is one large parcel that was being subdivided into 5. There's one larger parcel remaining, and then 4 lots that are on Greenwood Street. I don't know if you have that to bring up that plan. We can have it, discuss it. There's no other proposed easements or common areas. It has the vicinity map on it. Markers of existing stone markers are in place. There's no other notice of special permits or variances on here. The book and page, there's a signature block. We have the endorsed statement is put on there. The north arrow, the date of the survey, assessor's map, basically all the information that we have on our checklist is on here. And I will take any comments at this point if anyone has a question on what is being
I'm gonna
proposed.
bring up the site plan or the survey. I have it ready.
Sure. Can you share or do I need to make you a host?
I can.
Oh, do you have the site plan? I had saved it. I now have it, but I can't seem to find the share button. So if you have it,
I think Jim is sharing.
Yep.
Okay,
um,
thanks, Jim.
Certainly.
No, I'm still
Ye-
watching to who to admit or anything else, so it's just too many things going on for me.
Can
So
you
you
make
can,
it,
go ahead, Fred.
Jim, can you make it larger? It's like half screen and it's very small. You really can't make anything out.
My screen's big. I can try to do this a different way. Hold on. I only have one screen, so I don't want to mirror the image with all of you on it, so it may not work.
yeah, you should. Yeah, I keep trying to save these documents and then. Okay,
How does this look?
I think that's sufficient. I can see it. Is anyone else? We've got, I believe, Heidi, are you able to see it? So you
Jim,
can.
let me
Yeah.
share mine. Sorry, I have it up. I just need to share.
Okay.
Okay. On Frank's, they're in the round circle there in the upper right is the locus, and it shows where the property map is, the whole piece right there where he's showing the yellow. And then when you look down on it, it's being divided into, you can see 4 lots that are on Greenwood Street. They have the acreage, front setback line is drawn in each. They have the street frontage that meets the requirements for the RB district. And then you have one large parcel left that is the Washington Street parcel that Frank's showing.
And in your review, you've gone through the checklist of it, as far as I can tell, it meets all of the frontage requirements, the 60, and it measured at the setback line, and it meets
Right.
acreage requirements.
Right.
And
And that's all we do on this. We do not say anything for driveway cuts. You know, we don't talk about wells, Board of Health, conservation issues. All we are looking at is property lines. Does it meet the acreage and the street frontage here?
And Heidi, can you just refresh my memory on what answer you found for the question about doing an A&R and ownership of a property?
So we do, if the applicant is not the owner, they still need the owner's signature on it. In this case, the applicant is the owner. I looked up the deed. The deed is recorded and it is Phoenix Partners that is the owner of it, who is also the applicant here.
Okay.
But just for everyone's knowledge, someone can apply, but you have to have the owner's permission because you can't change, no one else can change your own property lines unless someone, the owner has permission, because this does get recorded in court, so. It's one of the reasons we do want to double check the ownership.
Okay, thank you. I guess, Bob, since you are the applicant, do you have anything to say about this application?
No, I mean, I think that everybody knows what's going on, that the 40B proposal was denied by the town, and I've now gone back and I've drawn 4 local zoning compliant lots, and I'm going forward with 4 buildable lots. So, yeah.
Okay.
We don't make any determination on whether they're buildable or not, just to everyone knows.
Correct,
Yeah,
but
right.
obviously, it's my opinion, they're buildable. of
Right,
course.
no, but just so people know here, like, all we're looking at is lot lines.
Correct, I understand, and that's absolutely correct, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Do any
Hi-
of the board have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question, Heidi, with respect to, lot width, is there, just refresh my memory in the bylaws, is there any issues to minimum width? Just this second lot, it looks like it has kind of a narrow width towards the
No.
back.
This
And
is one of the things Chris Caney is bringing up, but is not in ours, so you have right here, the frontage from the lot at the front setback line. And that's what we look at right now. That's all consistent with what you need for frontage.
So in terms of where the house was placed on the lot, it doesn't matter?
Well,
That's
we
not
don't know
really-
where the house is gonna be right now, so that's nothing that we can comment on. But right now, this is compliant with our zoning bylaws.
Thank you.
And
Uh,
it's an approval not required because it's not a subdivision.
I mean, it's approval not required because we set forward zoning standards that say this is, if you meet these requirements, then it will be granted, you're compliant. So it's, the planning board, for the most part, is here to rubber stamp that the plan set forward meets and has drawn the lines in accordance with the zoning bylaws and in accordance with the interpretation that the town intended. Is sometimes the only time that there's been any dispute is when the interpretation of the zoning bylaws is potentially questioned, but this is pretty straightforward.
Agree.
Right. So I guess I would, look for a motion from here to approve it, and then for signing, I don't know if you have voted before to have the town planner sign or not, and actually I see there's a couple of hands that raised for questions, so I guess we'll get them, but then either to arrange to come into town hall, or if it is something that your board previously did, to arrange for that. Rob, I guess would be the first to be on the board.
Yeah, I think this is kind of a trivial question, and I'm sure it's not an issue, but I noticed that, the lots 1, 2, 3, the acreage is just over the minimum. And the lot width at the 60-foot setback is, a few feet over the minimum required. But if I'm reading the plans right, the actual frontage at the right of way is exactly 200.00 feet for lots 1, 2, and 3. And I know that there was an issue in a lawsuit that predates my time on the planning board about exactly how you measure that when there is a bend or a curve or a jog in there, as there is in lots 2 and 3. And my understanding is that it gets measured along the curve or along the lines and not corner to corner as the crow flies, so that this would be valid. Is that your understanding as well?
I wasn't involved with those other ones, so I think you'll have to have the board have that discussion. But this is strictly measured out on here exactly line for line, not as the crows fly. So I'll defer to your board.
Yeah, and Rob, what I would say is that the licensed surveyor has put the frontage as determined by them on this plan. And so I think they've got their stamp on the line here, right? They're saying this is the frontage.
Mhm.
And just to remind, well, I don't know if I've said it in front of this board before, but the survey associated with the work to do this A&R was completed just this past January. It's a fresh full boundary survey that this is based on.
Okay, so we do have a couple of comments. Tom Trainer, if you'd like to speak.
Thank you. Just a simple question, and you'll have to maybe ignore my ignorance on plot plans and things. But there is, as you know, a trail easement, the Bailey Trail on the original property now, of course, on several of the new created lots. Is there any impact to the trail easement if this is approved?
I don't see that there should be. I mean, the trail easement has recorded, and the trail easement is shown on this plan, and so that means that the easement continues to be recorded.
Great, thank you.
Mary Moore.
Thanks, Addie Mae. Mary Moore, 49 Farm Road. I've asked about this easement. I'm going to follow on to Tom's question. It seems like it goes right through the middle of that fourth lot, I guess it is, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I wonder how, you know, I know I know the A&R process does not say whether or not this is a buildable lot, but I just wonder if there's a note or something that you might make to comment on the easement going through the middle of that fourth lot. And then the second question I have is whether or not there's a reference to the title and the easement, because I think it was an easement granted to the Conservation Commission some time back. And I just wonder if Heidi, you mentioned that you had referred to the easements that were noted here. And I just think it's important to make sure that everybody knows that was in the title for, I think it's referenced in the most recent title, but it's not in the actual deed that shows up for the most recent purchase. So just want to make sure everybody knows that that easement is in the chain of title somewhere.
Heidi, are you able to speak to that?
No, I just noticed that, I see that it's on this plan, it is noted with a book and page referencing the easement, which to me is recorded. So, we can make that if you want to make your approval pending reiterating that the easement as noted with the book and page.
Well, I'm not sure that it makes sense to add something at this point. We've met all of the requirements. The easement is in place. The easement is shown on the plan as is required by the town bylaw. I think there's nothing here to note. We've noted the easement on the plan, so. And that the easement is obviously recorded. It's recorded and noted on the plan.
Rob, do you have something to add?
No.
Okay, your hand was still raised.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think for purposes of an A&R, all of the requirements have been met. There isn't, the easement is recorded. Someone buying an individual parcel, or when the time comes for development and they're looking at, where things can be placed, then that's the time that the easement should be, would be brought up. But right now, for what we have in front of us, there is no mechanism available to us to do anything more than accept. We can't put conditions, or it just doesn't apply here. So I guess given what we are presented with, and given that it is complying with all of our zoning requirements and the geometry of the zoning requirements, do I have a motion to approve this A&R?
I think Mary still had a question.
Mary, do you have another question?
Sorry, Addie Mae. Just a clarification. So when Heidi went through her checklist of things, she didn't mention easement. So I just was hoping she could clarify what that sort of due diligence was that you did on that.
That it is noted on the plan, and it said here has the book and page and recording of what the easement is on the plan.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, which you can see on up there, it is listed.
Where is it? Sorry.
So Frank, can you go up to that lot? If you go up your page, up your screen a bit,
Yep.
it's right-hand side. But
Can you put your
on the,
cursor, Frank,
right
on-
there, stop right there. And if you go over onto where the trail is, right, yep, if you go.
Oh,
up,
I see. Yep. Okay, so it's
So they
in the,
have-
it's noted there. I didn't see that earlier. Thank you very
yeah.
much.
So that to me meant it's officially listed.
Okay, thank you.
Right, so presumably if Bob's company, Phoenix Partners, develops 4 houses on these 4 lots and places them for sale a few years from now, then the deeds for lots 3 and 4 would note that there's easements on those lots and when those change hands, right?
Well, he's recording this page in the Registry of Deeds, which has this notation.
Mhm.
So if someone goes up to search the Registry of Deeds, this is what's actually going to be filed.
Right.
anyone looking up what their boundary lines are is also going to see that's been recorded.
So I second the motion.
Second, is everyone ready to take a vote on this? Okay, I'm gonna, Addie Mae Weiss is aye to approve the A&R brought forward tonight. Jim Garino,
I,
Rob Wolf,
All right.
Frank Hoke.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Oh, okay, so then as far as it's been approved, now we have our approval. There was at one time, it's possibly still on record for allowing the chair, at the time it was John Higley during COVID, but I believe we can, is everyone available to, I think that was.
I can come in and sign.
Okay, so, and so I can sign, Frank can sign. Jim, are you available to sign this week at all?
yes,
Okay, that's 3 signatures. Heidi, I know you were referencing whether we needed the 4 or could we do as 3 count?
We could do 3. I'd prefer 4 if we can. But is
Yeah.
anyone available? Because I can leave them up at the select board's office, who's open, more hours.
We've approved it and it would need to get filed with the clerk,
Yeah.
town clerk. And the 21-day filing requirement was that the 13th? Was that, I know we were trying to
Yes.
complete this before that so that
Right.
everybody signed and we could have it filed ahead.
Right.
All right, so I guess the question is, Rob, you're away now, but will you?
No,
be
I'm here. I'm
you are.
fine. I can come in.
I got sidetracked with the French garden conversation, your Parisian hedges there and behind you. So I guess we were being facetious. So, okay, so the 4 of us are able to sign. So wonderful. So
Can people sign by Thursday? Because I know the clerk's office is closed Fridays.
I can go over tomorrow.
I can go tomorrow.
okay, and if you run into any issues, let Heidi know. We can basically be in touch with Heidi if you're having challenges with getting it signed, and let's get it done. Okay.
Heidi, you're probably aware, Heidi, but I think that there's some type of special pen that you use for Mylar. It's
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, permanent.
I didn't know Mylar was still a thing.
Yeah, believe it or not, it's still a thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, Heidi,
we
do you
double
want
check
us? Do you want
the-
us to stop at your office first if you're in, or do you just want them?
I'll bring it up to the town clerk tomorrow and then just keep it up there so people don't have to go up and down and up and down.
Okay. All right, town clerk's office. Fine.
Yes.
Heidi, is a few extra steps. That's a good thing.
Well, it's up to you.
the clerk's office or select board? Just, I mean, the clerk, they close at 12.
Oh, they do. So let's do select board because the clerk does close at 12. That's true.
Okay. All right, I believe the agenda items for tonight have been completed. Was there anything not known in advance? I don't believe there is. I know we are next meeting on August 13th. in hybrid format, town hall to review the survey results, and I think that's it. So Heidi, unless there's anything else that you have to add, or
No. Oh, Frank has his hand raised.
I just want to remind everybody I won't be there for the August 13th meeting, and I also wanted to get a confirmation, when were we having our September meeting, since we wouldn't be the first Tuesday?
did we do this? Did we do the second and or we
I
are
think we did the,
usually that's the first and third Tuesdays of the month. But yes, there was, I forget already what we had planned for September because there was some conflict.
There was, right, there were conflicts.
it's the primary election is on the Tuesday.
Right, so we couldn't do the third. It's up to the planning board if they want to do 10th and 24th or 10th and 17th to try and get back on track.
At this point, I have no preference. Does anyone else have a preference?
I'm not sure offhand. I know I have some deadlines coming up. But I think
Let's pick first meeting. So the first meeting would be the 10th.
First meeting would be the 10th,
Okay.
that Tuesday.
That's the second Tuesday of the month, right? Yep.
Okay, so let's plan for the second Tuesday, and at that point, I guess from that, we'll figure out if we do the following week or we do the week after, based on, I mean, the kids haven't started school yet, and I know the whole world changes and schedules changes, and I have no idea what they are yet, so. Okay, so is everyone comfortable with that? We'll at least know that we've got August 13th, and then we have September 10th.
yes.
All right, so unless there's anything else, I believe I will make a motion to adjourn for the evening. May I have a second?
Second,
Thank you. All those in favor of adjourning planning board meeting tonight, Addie Mae Weiss is an aye, Frank Hoke
aye.
and Jim Guarino.
I
Novel.
Aye.
All right. Thanks, everyone. The hour is 7:27 p.m. That was the shortest meeting on record.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
job.
you all. Appreciate
All
it.
right.
Have a good,
Have a good
the
night.
rest of the summer.
enjoy.